Hey everyone, welcome back to True North Income. We've covered the basics, TFSA versus RRSP, starting with $50 a month, and realistic side hustles. Now the next big question I get all the time is, Mike, how do I actually build an emergency fund when money is already tight? And honestly, that's such an important question. Because here in Canada, life can get expensive fast. One furnace repair in January, one transmission issue, one layoff, one emergency flight to see family, and suddenly the credit card starts doing all the heavy lifting. So today I'm showing you a simple, realistic plan that works even on a regular Canadian paycheck. No perfection required, no giant income needed. Just practical steps regular Canadians can actually follow. Welcome back to True North Income. I'm Mike, and on this channel, we keep personal finance simple and realistic for everyday Canadians. We talk about budgeting, investing, side hustles, paying down debt, and slowly building financial freedom one step at a time. And one thing I've learned over the years is this. Before we focus too heavily on investing, we need stability. Because when every unexpected expense becomes a crisis, it's really hard to move forward financially. That's where an emergency fund comes in. It's not exciting, it's not flashy, but honestly, it might be one of the most important financial tools we can build. Quick disclaimer before we jump in. This is for education and entertainment only, not financial advice. Please consult a licensed advisor for your specific situation. Numbers are current as of 2026. All right, let's build your emergency fund step by step. Let's start with the big question. Why do we even need an emergency fund? Because life in Canada is unpredictable, especially when you own a vehicle or a home. And if you live somewhere with real winters like we do, things break at the worst possible times. The furnace quits during a cold snap, your truck needs tires, the hot water tank fails, a kid needs dental work, hours get cut at work. These things happen to almost everybody eventually. And without emergency savings, we usually end up doing one of three things: using credit cards, taking on debt, or pulling money out of investments too early. That creates even more stress later. An emergency fund changes that. It gives us breathing room. It turns a financial emergency into an inconvenience instead of a disaster. Simple example. Imagine your car suddenly needs a $1,200 repair in February. Without savings, panic. With savings, still annoying, but manageable. One simple action step. This week, open a separate savings account dedicated only to emergencies. Even if there's only $20 in there to start, that small step matters. Because the bigger goal here isn't just money. It's peace of mind and stability. Now let's talk about how much we actually need. And I want to keep this really simple because a lot of people get overwhelmed here. You do not need $20,000 overnight. Your first goal is just $1,000. That's it. Why? Because even $1,000 covers many common emergencies. Small car repairs, appliance replacements, travel emergencies, unexpected bills. That first 1,000 creates momentum. After that, we slowly aim for 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. Not luxury spending, just essentials. Housing, groceries, utilities, transportation, insurance. So if your family needs about $4,000 monthly to survive basic life, eventually you might aim for $12,000 to $24,000 over time. But remember, this takes years for many regular Canadians. And that's okay. One simple action step. Figure out your monthly bare minimum survival number. What does your household need monthly to function? Write it down this week. That number becomes your long-term emergency fund target. And every dollar saved gets us closer to freedom from constant financial stress. Okay, next question. Where should we keep this money? For most Canadians, the best place is usually a high-interest savings account. Why? because emergency money needs to be safe, accessible, and separate from everyday spending. We do not want emergency savings invested in risky stocks where the market could drop right when we need the money. Now here's something a lot of Canadians don't realize. You can often hold a high-interest savings account inside a TFSA. This means the interest can grow tax-free. Very simple, very practical. Now, if your TFSA room is already being used for long-term investing, that's okay too. The important thing is accessibility and safety. One simple action step. Check what interest rate your savings account is currently paying. Some big banks still pay almost nothing. Even switching to a better savings account can help your money grow a little faster. Again, small, smart moves stack together over time. Now let's get practical. How do we actually build this thing on a regular paycheck? Because most of us are not sitting around with piles of extra money. Here's the simple plan. Step 1, automate small transfers. Even $25, $50, or $100 per paycheck. Set it to happen automatically right after payday. Why? Because if we wait to save whatever's left over, usually nothing is left over. Step 2, use unexpected money wisely. Things like tax refunds, overtime pay, GST rebates, side hustle income, birthday money. Instead of spending all of it, send part of it straight to emergency savings. Step 3, cut just one recurring expense temporarily. Not forever, just until the first 1,000 is built. Maybe fewer takeout meals, one streaming service pause, cheaper cell phone plan. We don't need to suffer, we just need momentum. Simple example. Saving $50 weekly turns into over $2,500 in 1 year. That's real progress for an ordinary Canadian household. One simple action step, set up one automatic transfer today, even if it's tiny. Consistency beats intensity almost every time. Now let's quickly talk about mistakes. The first mistake is waiting for the perfect time to start. Honestly, there probably won't be one. Life is always expensive. Start small anyway. The second mistake, keeping emergency savings mixed in with your checking account. That money disappears fast when it's too easy to spend. Third mistake, investing emergency money too aggressively. Remember, this money's job is safety, not maximum growth. And the last mistake, feeling discouraged because your fund seems too small. Listen, every dollar saved matters. If you got $300, $800, $1,500 saved, you're already in a stronger position than before. That's progress. One simple action step. Rename your savings account something motivating. Maybe peace of mind, family security, freedom fund. Sometimes giving a goal a real purpose helps us stay committed. And that's what this is really about. Creating stability so future opportunities become possible. You know, I learned this the hard way. Years ago, an unexpected bill hit at exactly the wrong time. And honestly, it stressed me out for weeks. I remember lying awake at night thinking, how are we going to cover this? Building that first emergency fund changed that feeling. Not overnight, but slowly. It gave me peace of mind and honestly helped me sleep better at night. This is how regular Canadians start creating real financial security and options, maybe even the freedom to travel more without constant worry. And it usually starts with something surprisingly small. If this gave you a clear plan to start your emergency fund, hit like, subscribe for more weekly Canadian money tips, and comment below. What's your biggest obstacle to building an emergency fund right now? I read every single comment, and hearing your stories helps us all realize we're not alone in this stuff. And if you know somebody stressed out about money right now, send them this video. Sometimes people don't need perfection. They just need a realistic place to start. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. And remember, we're building freedom the true north way. Slowly, steadily, and realistically. And one last reminder, This video is for education and entertainment only and is not financial advice. Please consult a licensed advisor for your specific situation.